What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Wait, what? Am I on? Yes, I think I'm on. What's up? So I'm about to get going on some editing, and So I shot with this model a few months. Actually, it's been a while, man. It's been a while, but I shot with her. But the thing is, she's brand new, right? She's new to the game. I've only shot with her once. I shot with her on a challenge. Actually, I did a 2-hour challenge. I was trying to do 10 looks in 2 hours, and that was the first time. And to tell you the truth, that was not a good idea for a brand new model because that's a ton of pressure. But it's kind of throwing her into the fire like ASAP, right? So we did that challenge. After about 45 minutes, I guess she kind of got into it a little bit. But I wanted to slow the pace down and just kind of work with her a little bit more on this thing. So brand new model again, and we were just working through it. So this is, let me pull up, what do I have down here? Let me pull up my capture one and let me move this out the way. Sorry about that. I haven't gone live in a long time. So let me pull up my capture one. And here we go. All right, so these are some of the looks. Now, one thing I realize, she can be very relaxed. Her sometimes I'm looking for stronger emotion, and I wasn't quite getting some of that out of her, but I wanted to see what could I get. And the look that I think works well for her is this really kind of innocent, doughy-eyed look, right? So I look at like these two shots, for instance. Come on. Come on. I wonder if it's the live. Okay, there we go. It's like, why isn't it updating? Okay, there we go. Let me move myself out the way here. Right. I look at these two shots like, wait, actually, let me go down and take a look at some of the others. We did this kind of high key look. I was trying to get this like kind of sexy look from her, but that's not where she's at. right, like tousled hair and that kind of thing, and it wasn't too working for her. So I had her just kind of relax some more, just stay relaxed, and then tried out a few different things. I wasn't too feeling this. I like that though, that kind of off look, like turning your head a little bit to the side and then eyes back towards the camera. I like that, so kept going with that for a little bit. Had her separate her lips, and then it started to like, okay, we are onto something. Actually, let me put a like on that one, a star on that one. All right, and then I had her separate her lips, raise her chin a little bit, and I was like, whoa, okay, we almost there. And then I was like, yeah, that's her look right there. And I showed it to her, and I was like, that's your look. Just a little bit raised chin. Remember to separate your lips, eyes towards the camera. And because to her eyes, she has like really big, beautiful, bright eyes. Sometimes that can be a bit too much for the camera. So then having her raise her chin, she has to look down a little bit when she does that, and that kind of slims her eyes out a little bit. All right, so it's just working with the person and finding that angle that works well for them, I think. And let's see what we got. So where did I put the rest of those? Oh, those are 2 stars. Where did I do the 1 star? Oh, let me see. Rating. Let's try that again. I just put a star on it. Where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. I'm going to put 2 on there, and then I might demote them. All right, so out of these looks, I'm going to reset these real quick. Where's my reset button? Oh, my God, I haven't used this in so long. This is really bad. All right. All right, so I definitely like her, the parting of her lips. So this one, though I don't know if I'm feeling her leg position right there. But out of these four, though, I think this one here is probably, and I like her chin being up. So this doesn't have her chin up. So I'm gonna demote. I'm gonna demote this one to a 1 star, and she dropped her chin here again. So I'm gonna demote that to a 1 star and get rid of them. All right, so we have these two. So either her chin is up. I don't like her like straight on look, right? Either the chin being up or the chin tucked in a little bit, so that the one here on the left is again giving me that doughy-eyed look, and this other one on the right is giving like this really arrogant kind of vibe to it. I think the arrogant vibe works with like the arm positions being up and whatever. So, but either way, maybe I'm overthinking it. Who knows? Let me turn this up a little bit. All right, so I really like putting these in black and white, but I might actually stick to the color for a second. Let me see how this looks on color. Let's reset this. Now her skin is actually really, really good. Well, fairly good, right? There's a couple things I'm seeing here. Hair is kind of weird over by her arm. Gotta clean up her armpits a little bit and clear up some of the it's like small acne on her face, but her makeup is pretty much covering it. I'm gonna go through a couple styles here. These are styles that I purchased from Capture One a while back. I like to just kind of skip through a few of them to see if I like anything right off the bat and if I want to go in any specific direction. I'm trying not to just be standard these days. Like, I don't want to just be the clean look. I kind of like that. It's kind of vintage vibe. Okay. So these are kind of like film looks, which I've been into film for like a year or so. Oh, I like that too. I sort of want my work to be got a kind of magazine vibe to it. All right, so I really like this style here, which is FL5 minus plus, no, just a regular FL5 and then the FL2 minus. I think I prefer the 2 minus. Okay, so I'm gonna apply the styles afterwards, right? I'm gonna first edit in Photoshop and then I'm gonna apply the styles afterwards. All right, let me pull up Photoshop real quick. Actually, what can I do to kind of better this image? Let me see if there's any adjustments I want to make. I'm gonna put on my exposure warning. See how bright I can get here. Okay. Funny, I kind of like that. All right, I'm gonna push the contrast a little bit, maybe. Actually, I'm gonna keep my exposure. Yep, okay. I'm gonna keep the saturation where it's at. Levels, let me see if I want to. Actually, let's work skin first. Let's do skin tone. select her skin. I'm gonna first I'm gonna crank the hue. I selected skin tone over here in the color editor, and I sampled a pretty medium skin tone on her face. I cranked the hue to see where most of her skin tone is leaning more towards that kind of, let me see, that kind of greenish look. Yeah. I generally try to push it more towards the magenta, right? So I'm gonna just push it down maybe -5, -0.5, and then I'm gonna bring the hue, the uniformity back down to maybe like 40 or 35. Let's do 35. Put a little bit on saturation and a little bit on lightness. Now I'm gonna go over to advance. I'm gonna select her skin tone one more time on advance. I'm gonna actually reduce the brightness of her skin tone by a little. Okay, by like -6. I'm gonna go over to just the basic color editor, go to orange. I'm gonna reduce the brightness on that a little bit more. Yep, okay, just a little bit. I'm not gonna color grade or do anything like that, but I wanna kinda get it in a good place. Let me see if I wanna raise blacks or diminish. Okay, that I can do later. I'm gonna keep everything else the way it is, and then I will, actually, let's fix white balance. See if I need to do that. Let's do 5600 on the white balance. All right, so it's very, very standard, very, very standard. What do you call this? Very even, right? Like, just nothing to it, pretty much. All right, so I'm going to edit now in Photoshop and choose format PSD 8-bit 300 resolution, and then start the edit. All right, let's go. All right, I really hope, actually I'm gonna close capture one because my computer is already showing me signs of, it's already showing me signs of a slowdown, so let's not do that. I don't want to run into those kinds of issues right now. Cancel. All right, so this is my editing process right here. I think I've been doing the same process for like ever. So I'm gonna I'm gonna create a new layer real quick, and let's zoom in. Now on my keyboard, in order to zoom in, I'm working on a Mac, so I just hit Option and just like use my scroll key, my scroll button to zoom in, right? Let's look over the image real quick because there's some stuff I'm seeing that I didn't see before. All right, I'm gonna take care of some liquify stuff first. I wish I could change this belt. I don't like the way the belt looks. Let me see real quick. Nah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna stress it. This is just for Instagram. Normally I would, and if I saw that too while we were shooting, I would have had like put some tape on it to tape it back or something. But either way, I'm going to do liquify. I'm gonna do a little bit of liquifying. Let me see how I can just slightly better this image. I'm not gonna try to make her too like, you know, anything. Anyways, I know this is very, some people are sworn against liquify and some aren't, so. But a couple of small things here I'm gonna just reduce. just to even it out a little bit. This overall area right here, sometimes because of underwear and stuff, it can bulge and squeeze certain areas that just it doesn't look natural. Or okay, should add right here. So I make the circle big enough to kind of cover the area that I'm looking to cover. I don't like the way that looks right there. Okay, that little spot right there, I know that seems like so small, so insignificant. I don't like too that, I guess it's her underwear that's kind of overlapping with the bodysuit. That's kind of strange. But by the time we add color, it's probably not even going to be seen, so I'm not making a fuss about it. I'm just pushing and pulling small things just to kind of make it a little better. Okay, so right here, I think it's her bra that's holding part of her skin and pulling it in and then causing another area to bulge. So I'm gonna just tighten that up just a tad. Alright, I'm also gonna just tighten up right here. Okay. So that's what we have so far. All right, let's look at the before and the after. All right, before, after. The question is, did I ruin the image or did I make it better? And that's always the thing, right? Her eyes are kind of bugging me a little bit. I guess because this eye, the right eye, or her left eye, is closer to the camera. It just seems a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so over here on the right, you have, the face. What Photoshop does is automatically detects where the face is, and then you can like adjust a few things, right? So you can see that it has eye size there, so I just reduce her eye size just a tad, right? Her nose, oh my gosh. I'm gonna just pull that part in just a little bit right there, because from the angle that she's facing, it just feels a little crooked. And okay, don't push and pull too much. Let's see if we can give her a smile. Too much? Oh my gosh. Nope, yeah, way too much. Just a little bit. All right, upper lip. What does that do? Just pushes it up just a tad, just a little bit, not much. Give her a little bit more for bottom lip there, and okay. This stuff you can go like way overboard with. You can go so way overboard with this stuff. Okay, but let's look at before, after. Very, 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 very small changes. If I'm making any, it's what you want to do is very, very tiny, tiny, tiny changes. Okay, before, after, before, and after. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna go any further with that because again, I can get hung up on that, and that can become a problem. Okay, let's see. Let's do the skin retouching now, finally. Shoot, I don't even have the chat pulled up. Let me make sure I have chat pulled up here. Okay, got the chat. All right, now let us continue with the editing process. Now we have that done. So I have an action that does frequency separation, and I love frequency separation. That's the only way I edit. So I'm gonna hit play on my frequency separation. Now as soon as I want pretty much all the detail in whatever I'm looking at to be gone. I want to be able to just see color, not like edges and details and stuff like that. All right, so hit OK. That's very subjective. And for me now I'm only focusing on color and skin tone and stuff like that. So I want to blend the edges of the different skin tones. Let me see if we can point this out. Use a pencil tool or something. All right, so what I'm seeing, and I know this might be hard for you to see on YouTube, but I'm seeing some like skin blotchiness like around that area, some skin tone in here. Now, because of the way the light is hitting, the skin tones on this side of the highlight should be relatively similar. The skin tones over here should be relatively similar, and the skin tone on the highlight should be similar, right? But there's blotchiness within those areas that I can see. The same thing underneath her eyes, right there, should be very similar, but yet there's blotchiness in there. Same thing here, should be similar, but there's blotchiness in there. There, and now if you want to know kind of some of the zones, what I did was actually watch a couple of like TikToks for. I've seen a couple of TikToks for makeup tutorials and stuff like that. That kind of helps me kind of identify where ladies like to highlight and where they like to put contour and stuff like that, so that I can do the same thing in my editing, because my editing should make it feel like, and this is my belief, that your editing should just make it feel like this person had like the best makeup artist in the world and she's having the most amazing skin day of her entire life, right? That's the whole idea behind the editing. And so here we go. So I'm just gonna take my time, blend that color on either side of the highlight, blend the highlight together also. All right, I'm gonna make this highlight on her nose more pronounced. I'm probably gonna dodge and burn that later also. I'm not even going to spend that much time on this. So I'm going to bring up some of that color, get rid of the redness underneath her eyes. But I'm also following like the contours of her face. I'm not trying to like recontour her face or anything like that. But any area that was kind of blotchy, I'm gonna just I'm gonna blend that together. Nice. All right. So that's I forgot to mention. Yeah, I took off the layer. The what do you call that? The detail layer. So I'm gonna take that away. So that's the before. That's the after. Before. So again, it got rid of some of the blotchiness out of her skin, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna do for her face. I'm gonna try and even up her arms a little bit too, but this I'm gonna do in wider strokes. And I'm using what tool is this again? The mixer brush. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna clean up underneath her armpits also. So again, I'm taking the mixer brush, just blending. She doesn't really have any like big blemishes on her arms or anything like that, so we're just gonna not even worry that much about it. Okay, her legs are a different story. Alright, so we have a few like light stretch marks, and of course, you know, like veins and stuff like that, so we're gonna fix that stuff. Gonna fix that stuff real quick. Just kind of blend the color in a little bit more there. There we go. Just blend the color together. All right, and there's a slight highlight down her leg right there. I want to bring that up a little bit more. What highlight does, it really helps to slim whatever thing we're editing. So I try to always like bring out the highlights a little bit more, because it adds like a slimming effect. Okay. Alright, same thing here. Bringing out this highlight. So I'm pulling some of the highlight from up here and pushing it down her leg. Right? And of course, because of the way she's standing, it's causing some rippling in the skin and stuff like that. So I'm getting rid of that. Alright. Oops. Okay, now I'm on my detail layer. I'm gonna go to my clone stamp, and we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna sample here. What the heck? Okay. Sample on the current layer. Let's sample it one more time. Alright, remove some of those stretch marks there. Okay, sweet. All that is cleaned up very well. Ah, man, we out here making magic, bro. All right, so that's before. That's after. Before. And after. All right. That is what you call perfection, darling. All right. And so far, if we should go a complete, whoops. Let's move this to center. If we should do a complete before after, then it'll be like before, after, before, after. That's nice, man. I'm doing a great job, bro. I'm telling you. All right, let's work on her armpits real quick. Like, you can't have this. Now, I already, wait, did I? Okay, let me blend the color in the armpits a little bit more. So let's use the mixer brush to do that. Let's go over to the other armpit here. Nice. Okay, very good. Taking my stamp tool, I'm gonna select the detail layer and start removing. Now I'm sampling the skin that's just right outside or below the range of the stubble that I'm trying to get rid of, right? But I'm also like trying to select areas that have skin tone and skin texture that I like. All right, here we go. Before, after, before, after. Clean, easy peasy. This with the hair though, that's annoying. All right, let's give that a go. Ugh, that's gonna be not good. Oof, that's not gonna be good. How do we fix that? Unless we got rid of the hair altogether off the arm. Alright, I'm gonna come back to that one. My brain will work on that while I'm doing something else. Alright, so let's work on the face, which is generally the more important area anyways. Let's clean up nose. Oops, don't like that. Really got to pay attention to the area that you're sampling, the texture that you're sampling. She has these really fine bumps. Really, really small. Okay, almost done. I like that. Okay, very good. Let's move on to the forehead. Using a bigger brush because it's a wider area and it's just all these little tiny bumps. What the heck did I do? I'm just getting rid of all of it. The whole thing. Is it too smooth? Maybe. Okay, I'm actually gonna add a mask to this, and I'm gonna is it too smooth? Does it look like Plastic Fantastic? I don't know. Yeah. Smooth is not my vibe. Smooth is not my vibe. All right. It's not ever good to zoom in too close, or else you'll end up editing every small detail, which is probably what I'm gonna have to do with the pits. Okay, that's more my look right there. Actually, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. Okay, let's take care of this. Alright, I'm going to go back to the mixer brush now, and I'm going to see if I can smooth out some of the textures a little bit. Okay, pretty good. All right, so that covers that. I'm gonna do a little bit of dodging and burning. Honestly, I'm not that great at dodge and burn, so I'm not even gonna pretend. So I'm gonna go 4% on my brush here. I'm gonna start with dodging, and I'm just gonna highlight what's already highlighted. Let me make sure that's working fine. Yep, okay, great. Just bringing up the highlights that were already there. Sometimes your retouching can like flatten out someone's face, and so now we just got to bring back that kind of 3D vibe back to their face. I also can use, I like to actually use dodging and burning to correct skin. If I'm doing like a super detailed beauty look, then I'll use dodging and burning to more in the edit, right? So that it just looks amazing. Like if you want going for like a supernatural, like realistic look, just dodging and burning that junk, taking away shadows where it shouldn't be, and that kind of thing. Oh, it looks amazing. Okay, let's see what we got. Enhance this highlight on her nose, on her eyebrow right there. Okay. All right, now I'm doing a bit of burn, which I'm just using to contour her face. So just in the shadow areas, I'm just re-adding shadows. Or places that should have shadow. In the lower part of her arm right there. Okay, let's see what we got. Before, I might reduce the effect of that. I don't know if you guys can see this on YouTube, but yeah. All right, here we go. Before, after. That looks really good on her legs. I'm gonna reduce the effect on her face a tad bit. I don't like exactly what it's doing. Let's see one more time. All right. That looks really good so far. I think we're on the right track here, guys. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stamp visible layer, and I'm going to go to other. I'm going to go to high pass filter. This is kind of a standard thing I do. I'm going to high pass filter it. I generally keep it on 5 because I shoot the same pretty much all the time, so I have no real reason to change it. But if you are shooting like shallow depth of field, like 2.8, I think this was shot like 5.6 or 6 or 7 or somewhere around there. But if you're shooting shallow depth of field, then you might have to increase it. The idea is to be able to see all the edges of her, I guess. All the details. So once you can barely see the details, then you're in a good place. I'm going to change the blending mode to hard light. All right, this is the before. It's almost like, dude, why is it so blurry now? And after, it feels like everything just kind of popped a little bit. Now it's a bit too much, so I'm going to bring it down maybe to like 50%. All right, before, after. Oh my gosh, it just pops. It pops. All right, I'm also going to add some grain. Just a little bit, medium grain here. I'm also drop that to about 60%. And I'm gonna do another stamp visible layer. I should have done this before. Let me go to, nope, press the wrong button, cancel. I'm gonna go to camera raw filter. All right, camera raw filter. I'm gonna color mixer, HSL, go to orange. Let's see if I want to drop the orange a little bit. I dropped it to 11. Just to bring a little bit more. Actually, I'm gonna raise it back up a little bit. Just a little bit more solidness to her color. All right, hit OK. So just a little bit of skin tone adjustment there. Skin tone, nice. All right, what else? I'm gonna add some a little bit more contrast. I have, because again I do this all the time, I already have actions for my contrast curve and brighten curve. So I usually add a little bit of contrast. So what this is it's just a curve. It's just a really slight curve here, and it's set to luminosity. Right now I have it set to 50%, but I can crank that up some more. I think I like it at 46. All right, and I also have a flatten curve, which is because contrast generally takes away some brightness from your image, so I just have a flatten to bring up the blacks so the blacks don't go completely black. Yeah, actually, now that I have the flatten on, I pushed my contrast all the way to 90%. I really like that. Okay, so the flatten, all it is just I raise the shadows and I drop the highlights, because I like my images a little bit more flat sometimes. All right, so what did that do? That's the before. Just made it pop a little bit. Actually, for like lighter skin tones, like our girl is here. I'm gonna see if normal, because I have it on luminosity. I'm gonna change it to normal, see if that. Do I like that? No. All right, I'm gonna put it back to 50%. Put it back to 50. I'll mess with this a little bit, and I'm gonna drop my flatten. Because I don't like what the luminosity is doing. Luminosity is doing to the color. It's washing it out just a tad. All right, there we go. So I dropped my flatten to 40%. All right, anything else? I think that pretty much does it, because we're going for like a high key look, so I'm gonna keep it right there. And all right, let's group everything here together. All right, so we can see the before and after. All right, so again, this is it. All right, so this is the before. All right, and the after. Let's go over what we did here. All right, so first we did a liquefy. All right, first we did a liquefy. That just kind of evened out some of the curves a little bit. Then we retouched the skin, kind of evening out some of the skin tones, not changing too much, but evening out the skin tones and getting rid of the blemishes. Then we did some dodging and burning. Again, that brings up the highlights and also the shadows, making her more 3D. Then we add some sharpening. That's sharpening right there. And add some noise. Actually, you see the moire on her clothes. The noise kind of helps with that a little bit. All right, skin tone. You know what? I'm gonna take away some of the effect of that skin tone. Let's just put that at 50%. Because it's bringing out some of the olive in her skin. All right, then I add my contrast. And these are very small. In this edit, at least, it's small adjustments that kind of add up to something really nice, right? All right, let's hit save. And now let's go back to Capture One. All right, so here's our image in Capture One. Again, the before and the after, right? Actually, let's reset this one all the way back. So that's the real before and after. Okay, generally I put these images, especially high key images, in black and white. Let's see how that looks real quick. Do all my color grading here in Capture One. Okay. So that is black and white with a little bit of contrast. Let's do a new variant. All right, so that's a new variant on the same Photoshop file. Let's go style. I want to just test out some styles real quick. Not feeling those. Okay. Before, when I was first started editing, I had really liked this film style. Right, I really liked that one, and I had really liked this one. Okay, so I think I like this one better. I just kind of give it this film look. So now we have two looks that we can possibly go with. We have this kind of black and white, or we have this film vibe that we can work with, right? It just all comes down to what you like better. All right. So again, actually, I'll just reset this one here. This way we can see the. All right. So that's what we started out with. That's the raw image. That's the black and white version, and kind of that film stock look, right? Yeah. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I feel like I like the film stock one a little bit better. Let's drop the brightness on this a little bit here. No. Drop the contrast. Nope. Increase the contrast. Nope. All I'm doing is just saying, does it look better? Does it look worse? All right, so that's all I got. That's the full process, man. That's from beginning to end. Started in Capture One, went over to Photoshop, and now I am back in Capture One. Let's put this back up here. All right, so again, thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to break this down because a lot of times, you know, a lot of the other photographers that I work with and stuff, sometimes they ask me about my process and teach them to edit and stuff like that. And I've had this request quite a few times. So I just figure I'll make a quick video, just kind of breaking down the full gamut, the full beginning to end of this entire process. So I hope you like it. Again, here is... Can I do this full screen? Here is the final look. How do I make this full screen? Is it P? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. Please remember, like, subscribe, and for more of this content. And I will catch you in the next one. And actually, I'm editing some of these images to put together the BTS video. And also, definitely check me out on Instagram at Perfektion Studios. And I'm also, you can choose to also join my Facebook group, Perfektion Studios. It is a private group so that, you know, you guys can share some of your creations and studio shoots and stuff of that nature. All right. Again, peace. Have a good one.